Guys, welcome back again to the Bavarian Soundworks video installation guide. In this particular car, this is a 2004 X5. We're going to go over the stage 1 installation, which consists of the front and rear speakers, of course, all 10 drivers in the car, rear mid-bass, rear mid-range, and then we'll get up to the front doors and the front dash and go over the rest of that. The car is very straightforward to get apart. This particular car is the 4.6 or 4.8, so it's got the window shades on them. Some of the cars don't have these. So if your car doesn't have these, you can of course not worry about me removing these. You don't have to take them out. So it's a little bit easier if you don't have these. So it's good that we have this car here because I can show you the more difficult portion of the installation. The good news about these doors, they're only held on by 3 screws. It's very straightforward. One of them is readily visible. You'll see it right here. Each door has a very visible, it's a Torx T20. So we need to get that out first because, let's start with what's obvious. So we'll take our T20 and just go ahead and remove it. And that's how you know it's going to be a good day when they made it that obvious for us. Alright, so we've got that screw out. We have 2 more that live behind this panel. Your car may be silver, maybe wood grain, maybe black, maybe it's missing. I don't know, you never know. But we need to remove this. So what we're going to do is take our panel removal tool and very carefully we're going to start at the rear. Like so. And then we're going to kind of snake it up along it. Be very, keep in mind, it's especially in the cars where it's not wood grain, it's just pretty cheap plastic. So it's going to pop out like so. And you see it's just held in by 1, 2, 3, 4 little pops here. And that reveals one. And there's a second Torx T20 way back in there. It's right here. So we'll remove these guys. And those are the only 3 screws holding the door on if you have a X5 without the sunshades. In the cars with sunshades, there's one more screw hidden right back here. So we need to access that here, so I will show you how to do that. A lot of people think this is tricky, but now that we've made this video, it will no longer be tricky because I'm going to show you how to do it easily, provided I have my, there we go. Alright, so standing here you can see that there's no clear attachment points to this piece. The way it's secured, on the top, there's a little piece of metal coming off the door here, and it kind of hooks itself down like that, and comes down to this piece. So what we in essence have to do is lift up that little piece of metal, and that will let this fall off, and it's just hooked in down here. So the way you have to do that, let's see if Nelson can come around here, maybe I can show you. You can see the contrast in metal up here. You can see there's a little divot here, a little X, a little thing in there. And then back up in here, you can see the piece of metal. Sometimes it's brass, sometimes it's silver. So all I'm going to do, I'm taking a right angle pick here, and I'm going to have to put this light down because I need 2 hands. But all I'm basically doing is getting my angle pick up in there, lifting up. You can see the piece of metal right there. So we're just lifting it up. And then the bottom part just unhooks. You can see it's just a little divot there that slides into this piece of metal. So when you put it back on, you just snap it right into place. But all we're doing is we're just lifting up that piece, and that's going to let this piece fall. And I'm glad that that went easily because we get a lot of feedback from most oftentimes shops saying they don't know how to do that. So the video now will help you guys with that. So remove this last screw, and now the door is ready for removal. There's still on the bottom of each door, there's a light, and we need to pop that out. It's pretty straightforward. I usually just take my panel removal tool, find, you can see it's just a little plastic snap there, so unhook that. And now the door panel's loose. Now, it's been my experience in these X5s, after time, the bottom edges just kind of come loose. You can see how they're a little bit loose. That's to be expected. So what usually happens is it's just an awkward design. They didn't have any fastening points down in this corner, and they did this, 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 and this. So it's real secure up here, but down here there's nothing but little plastic clips. So it's not uncommon to see this loose. So I'll show you guys how to fix that as well. So now getting the door panel off, usually what I like to do is take my fingers in the hole where the light was and just firmly... Hey, look at that. There's a little clip. We need to save that, of course. And now we get the door free. And we just take our panel removal tool and we come around these edges. And this one freed itself up pretty easily. There's a pressure tab right here in the center, and I'll show you when I get the door panel off. It can be tough to get off sometimes. It's back behind here. Sometimes you have to work the door panel to free that tab up, which I'll show you in a moment. But here's where you really need to be careful when you're removing this, because we're taking this door panel and we're coming outward with it. And we don't want to damage this, so we actually have to come up and out from this side. So what I like to do is I take my right hand here on the handle grip, my left hand, I get it back here, and I just kind of lift up. It's good you guys are actually seeing this. And then out. Up, and then out. You can hear all the little plastic clips coming down. So all we're doing, you see, the way that this attaches is it just goes in these little metal clips here. So you've got to lift up to free it and then come outward. And you can see here we've got a little light that we need to release by squeezing in and pulling out. We have our door handle. I want you guys to be careful because this is sharp metal. All we're doing is basically just lifting this out of there. It's very simple. In this car, it looks like somebody's already had a stereo in it. So ordinarily, you would just unplug your mid-range, but somebody's already done something to this car, so that's cool. So we're just going to clip this off, and we'll take it up to the bench. But here's what I wanted to show you, and it's missing in this car, but there's usually a little plastic piece right here that, or did it come off? Yeah, it did. This little piece here, and that's what can be a bear sometimes. You sometimes have to rock this point to get the door panel off, and I was hoping it would do it. Maybe the front doors will do it, so keep watching. Hopefully that'll happen. So now that that's released, I'll go ahead and cut this tweeter off, and we'll take you guys to the bench and show you how to do the mid-range installation as well as the mid-bass installation. So that's got the rear door panels off. We'll see you shortly for the install.